Hey, it's Monday, April 15th, and beautiful spring day today. Beautiful. I'm at Shade State Park. Never been here before. Thought I'd drive over, check it out. Hopefully this restroom's open. All right, great. So I just had to use the restroom first, and then I'm going to do some hiking. Guess I'm going to go on Trail 2. I really don't know the difference between any of them, being that I've never been here. But it said the Trail 2 was like extremely rugged, so of course that's the one I'm picking. And I guess you hike through some ravines here and like creek beds, I don't know, kind of like Turkey Run, which I've been to hundreds of times, not that many. Few times. I don't know how far Lover's Leap is. That sounds interesting. I remember early in the spring, first nice day I had a day off, I'd be at Salamone going on Three Falls Trail. If you've never been on Three Falls Trail, go to it. It's at the Hominy Ridge area where the primitive camping is and horseman's camping. Right across from that is a sign that says Three Falls Trail. If you're in the LaGros, Indiana area, I suggest you try it. Short trail too, to the falls actually. I see a shadow of a big bird. Some kind of hawk, I believe. Well, coming back up out of that ravine was a little difficult. Winded, thighs, feeling it, butt feeling it. Going to Planet Fitness once or twice a month all winter did not prepare me for this. 10 minutes on the stair stepper every week or two. Not quite the same. So, great though, great. I'm glad spring's here and I'm out walking, and I'm sure, why did I pick the most rugged trail anyway? There's a lot of steps on this thing. Well, I figured it'd be the most challenging and most fun, I guess. Or most beautiful. It's nice so far. Okay, another stairs, more stairs that go down, another staircase. The problem with these is you have to come back out of them, and usually it's just on the other side of the ravine, and it's a killer, man. It really is, but I'm going to do it. What the heck. I don't know where this ends. Lots of creeks running through here. I'm maybe a quarter of the way down so far, not far. But another beautiful ravine here. Okay, I'll continue my journey down the stairs. Wow, those are steep. No problem. I'm not worried about it, but they are rather steep. Pretty steep grade on this section. You just need to watch the stairs and not my phone, I guess. So the trail actually goes that way now. Up this little stream. I'll try it for a while. The water's pretty deep right now. And they said, the map said that it might be hard to make it through some of these areas. And the creek is really full. Sugar Creek is really, that is Sugar Creek, by the way. Double checked it on my map. Okay, I'm gonna head upstream. See if I can make it through this thing. It's a loop trail, so I'm supposed to get back around to where I started. Okay, the trail goes directly up this hill for a long time. No, it doesn't. Still goes this way. It's rugged though. They said it was very rugged. Certainly the elevation changes has made it challenging so far. Pearl Ravine, that's the name of this. I'm down here in Pearl Ravine. I hope I can make it back out again. I may not. Yeah, I'll make it. It's not the Grand Canyon. It's challenging to get from rock to rock in some of these places. We got a good area here on the side now, but occasionally you have to cross. Reminded me of going hiking with my daughter Octavia when we were little. And she always stepped in the water. If we had to cross rocks, seems like she was sure to put one foot into the water and get a foot wet. It was a lot of times with a new pair of shoes that her mom just bought her, and they'd holler to her mom would, about me taking her hiking in shoes. I'm like, well, gee, she got to find her an old pair of shoes, so I did. Well, this is seriously the way it goes. This is crazy. I love this trail. I've been on some trails that said they were rugged and you were basically walking on a flat path through the woods. It was laughable. This one's truly really nice, especially since the water is flowing pretty well. But I see what they do. They bring you down these convenient stairs and then you have to crawl back out, going up through the ravine, the treacherous ravine that's filled with rocks, water, logs over the ravine. Okay, I better concentrate on the trail for a while. Looks like I have a challenging section coming up ahead. The thing about this, and I'm just starting to realize this, I run into a bear or a wildcat like a cheetah or something down here, I'm not so sure I could outrun a cheetah through this creek. Normal circumstances, I could probably get out of here with a cheetah tailing me, but there's no way I'm going to do it through this creek. There's no way. I'd probably fall. So it's worrisome, but hopefully I will not run into a cheetah. And the weird thing is there's actually buzzards now following me around too. So you got that. Logs are hard to balance on, but you have to like walk up these logs on the way up. Some of them are slippery and roll. I haven't fallen off one yet, but I'm just grateful for those 4 years of ballet karate classes that I took. Yeah, it was karate, and it helped me to keep my balance. Look at that. That'd be fun in warm weather. Start up there in your bathing suit, slide down. It's a place called Slide Rock in Arizona. It's got a neat slide. People slide it. I don't know for how long. Looks like quite a long slide. That's when actually you'd probably get injured on. Actually, you probably wouldn't slide at all. You just sit there. But couldn't film it earlier. I was actually had to grab a vine and swing across part of this ravine down there. But hey, I'm still making it. There's no parts that are impassable yet. Although the brochure did say that there may be some sections that are impassable. Not impossible, but impassable without getting your feet wet anyway. I should have brought some extra shoes and maybe an extra pair of pants. That's my advice if you come here. Bring extra shoes and pants. Really like this section. It's a bit down in a hole here. And the whole thing's a big hole, but I made it through what looks to be the hardest part. Oh, and there's a waterfall behind me. Check it out a little closer. Well, this isn't completely safe yet. I was having to do climbing back there. Okay, here we go. Okay, I like this section here. There's a big hole. There's a stair that goes up, and I don't know where it goes. Oh, it goes around and up that way, but I think I can make it without the stairs. And a waterfall too, so we're approaching the waterfall. Small waterfall. Nice though, interesting. If I have to stay the night, I can sleep under the waterfall. Probably be fairly safe from cheetahs and bears. Okay, need to climb out of here, so talk to you later. Oh, yeah, well, I've made it out of the hole there. Here on the top of the falls. I still got a ways to go. It's called Maidenhair Falls, by the way. I don't know how I'm going to get through that. I just know for now I'm going to get on one of these rocks in there and over to the other side. But I'll see it when I get there. So this idea of being only able to see a few steps in front of me is important. Not only in hiking or mountain climbing or whatever you're doing, but in life, because people can have pretty lofty goals or things they want to do, have no idea how they're going to achieve them. But they may know what the first steps are. And after you take those first steps, the next few steps will reveal themselves to you. And it took me a long time to figure that out. I was always one who would see this lofty goal that I could never achieve. And I even remember saying to adults, like, hey, I want to do this, or I like to build a raft and float down the river, or you think I can do this or that? And they'd go, well, how on earth are you going to do that, Michael? I don't think you'll be able to achieve this. How are you going to do it? I don't know how I'm going to do it. I want to do it though. You know, and then I think I kind of got into a rut for years. Like, yeah, people are right. I can't do this. It's a pipe dream, man, or whatever. But, you know, whatever you can conceive and believe, you can achieve. Quote, Napoleon Hill, Mike Middleton. Check this out behind me. Huge fallen rocks. They're pretty cool. But I wonder how cool it was when this section was here. Probably not that cool. They're actually more cool down here where you can climb on top of them. In the creek bed. These things are huge. I think I'm supposed to go this way. Not quite sure yet. Because I can only see this step. If it's the wrong step, I'll go around the other way. Brings me to something else, you know. That's the thing. Sometimes people won't make a decision because they're afraid that they'll make the wrong decision. Here's the thing about that. The sooner you make a wrong decision, the better. Because you can always make another decision later. Had I not been able to make it up this way, and it was blocked for some reason, I had to turn around and come back the other way. It's better that I made this decision early on. Figured out what I'm not supposed to do. And then learn from that mistake and move ahead. Many people are afraid to make choices in life. Afraid they'll make the wrong decision, so they don't make any decision at all, and they wind up stuck in the same place for many, many, many years, if not the rest of their lives. And that was me too. That was me until I began to see it, was being able to realize it, you know, one day through teachings of others, really. But I began to believe it. I believe it now. Yeah, 100%. Okay. Hey, we're at an awesome part of the trail here. I better pay attention to it. You know, be in the moment of my hiking experience, because it's beautiful. See, I wasn't joking about the very rugged trail. No hikers beyond this point. Oh man. What's there? Doesn't that make you want to go? Anyway, I'm going to take a rest. That I think's heavy enough to rest here, although it's nothing but mud underneath. I did put my foot in the water. Never put your feet on a pile of leaves in a creek thinking that they're going to be able to hold your foot out of the water. It's crazy. Okay, but that was fun. Oh man. Birds are chirping, the sun's shining. It's such a beautiful spring. And I think it was years ago when I decided that I was going to somehow be closer to nature. It was a deep desire of mine. It's pretty suddenly. As an adult, I was like 35. It was 15 years ago. And I've certainly made a better connection with nature since then. And enjoy hiking, being out here, camping, doing whatever I can in the outdoors, unless it's below 50 degrees. Then I stay inside, strictly inside. No, I'm joking. I still go out. Not as much. But let's take a rest here in this beautiful, quite spiritual experience I'm having today. And I'm going to reflect for many minutes and do some visualization also. I don't want to sound like some kind of freaky deaky kind of hippie guy or something like that, because my hair's not long. I did, however, bring some nuts and tofu to eat today. Well, I am entirely out of the ravine now and back onto the flat land up here. Kind of glad I am. It's not completely flat, but much flatter, of course. I'm not walking in water over giant rocks anymore. It's just dirt. But I began to think of a couple of my hikes. Some I would love to repeat, going up Chimney Top, Tennessee, Smoky Mountains. I think it's burned. A lot of it has burned. And I don't think you can access the apex of that hike anymore. You could only see it from a distance. They have it roped off. I mean, you could probably still get over there. I don't know why they don't let you in that section now. I do know it was incredible once you get to the top of that. And it's not, I wouldn't call it rugged. It is 1,500 foot elevation climb, and makes you tired, but it's fun getting to the top. Really, a lot of the hikes kind of boring, but it's fun getting to the top. Sandia Mountains, Albuquerque, New Mexico. They don't look like much from the ground. They look like giant mountains with no trees. When you get up there, it's incredible. The difference is incredible. You're in a beautiful forested area up there, and it's not just desert. We got stuck up there because big storms were coming in, high winds, and slipped and fell. I'm fine, I'm fine. Whoa. Gotta watch out, man. Huge steep section here. Slipped. My foot was a little bit off the step, so hey man, don't walk around looking at your phone when you're out here hiking. And I think I've hurt my arm and wrist also. So, oh, yes, I did have the phone that way earlier. What was I talking about? The mountains. Yeah, they had to drive us down in trucks. And, you know, they didn't need a truck. They probably could have done it in a car. Oh my God. I can't squeeze through that way. Okay. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Man, I need to lose 5 pounds. Okay, there we go. Very good. Got that taken care of. Okay, so, yeah, they took us down. We were fine in the end. Okay, better put my phone away. Don't want to fall. Hey, walking over this section. I'm about out of here, back to the car again, but hit this part and it's sunny. It got suddenly it got very warm, and man, I can't see my phone at all with shades on. It's weird. Light goes completely black. Man, I love state parks. I just love them. My parents used to take me camping when I was a kid all the time. And we camped at a lot of state parks. And that was my first introduction to, well, my introduction to state parks in Indiana, I guess. And whenever I get a chance, I visit a state park. Do some hiking, check it out. It's just a great way to spend a day, really. You know what would be great? If I was able to leave here, go to Turkey Run, stay at the inn, wake up tomorrow morning, have a cup of coffee in the inn, have breakfast there, go out hiking Turkey Run. Really, that would be like absolutely wonderful. I'm not though, I'm gonna go home. Just thought it'd be neat. You know, I remember once when my wife and I, Beth, we went to, what was the name of the place? It was in Kentucky. Wonderful place. Oh, Natural Bridge State Park in Kentucky, yeah. They have a great inn there. These big sliding doors that look directly out into the woods and over this hill. There's a big pond at the bottom. And it's a wonderful place to hike. The Natural Bridge is really neat. We stayed there for 4 nights. That was like our entire vacation. We took a week off. And man, it was, to me, just as good as anything, really. You know, not that I've done everything. I've done very little. But to me, that was one of the great things to do, you know, for vacation. It was slow paced. We stayed there in the park. There wasn't a, we drove around the mountains a little, went into a little town, got something to eat, but you know, there was it's not like Gatlinburg or something like that with all the people and traffic. That's kind of hectic, actually. As beautiful as the Smoky Mountains are, it's hectic. I'm on the banks of Sugar Creek now. It's nice. Flowing rapidly too. This thing's deep. Be scary to canoe on it. I've canoed on rivers like this, and it's kind of crazy. Tipped the boat mid-spring once with my brother and my wife. The water was freezing. It was freezing. It was on the Eel River up by North Manchester. But we dried off. We were fine. It was fun. It was an adventure to be sure. Now you can get on this and float all the way down to Turkey Run. And Sugar Creek's supposed to be one of the cleanest rivers in waterways in all of Indiana. It looks really muddy right now, but it's from mud wash off. That's all that is. Okay, I don't know where this trail's going. Just check it out. Okay, I'm coming up this thing. It's another ravine. I didn't really want to do another ravine, but here I am. Just got by something that's a little difficult. Not incredibly difficult, but a lot of jumping around on rocks and logs and stuff. Trail 4 here still. First part was super easy. Now I'm hiking the loop back around, and it's rather difficult. Okay, here we go. This is another rough area here. Lots of sticks. It's constantly back and forth. Going through a lot of logs, down to trees. Dangerous sections. I'm an expert at this. So there are absolutely no worries. I'm gonna have to rest. Sweating my head off, man. I never sweat when I go work out at Planet Fitness. Too easy. I don't push myself hard. Forced to in this situation. And God, thank God they got this ladder here to get out of this thing. I don't know how I'd get out of here if not for the ladder. So here we go. Straight up the ladder then. Shouldn't do this one-handed. You know, it took me a long time to figure out what would lift me spiritually and make me feel good. And hiking is one of those things. Being out in nature alone, and it's been that way for 15 years. I mean, I've always enjoyed the outdoors to a certain extent. But for many years, probably till I was 35, I was perfectly content playing video games at home. And spent a lot of time doing that, but I loved it. Made me feel good. I could be lazy, sit around and just play video games. And it was a challenge, and I felt good after defeating games. But it did grow old. And the more I got away from sitting around playing the games, the more I enjoyed not being around all the game playing and doing things. I became obsessed with roller coasters and amusement parks for many years. And that's what made me feel great. But it doesn't have to be anything like that. Maybe video games are what makes you feel great. It could be music. Hopefully something like music or art or crafts or building something or drawing or going out into nature or gardening or working on your house, the exterior or interior. Because video games, it cost me maybe a few $100s for the system, few more $100s for the game. So did it cost me $400? No, it cost me $100,000 and more than that playing video games. Simply because I could have been doing things to better myself financially, and didn't do it. But you know, hey, that's the way it was, and I, you know, feel different about it now. Now, if I'm not working, I love to work too, really. But if I'm not working, I like to be doing something like this. Although I must admit, spend hours sometimes on my computer looking at Google Maps, checking emails endlessly and pretty much worthlessly, because you only need to check them a couple times a day. Or I'm on Facebook and liking people's posts. But you know, social connections are important too, even if they're on Facebook. That's my opinion. Communication is very important too. But it can become too much for sure. And it often is with me. Oh, I'm out of there. Hopefully I'm about at the end of the trail, because I think I'm gonna call it quits for today. I used to camp at Warren Dunes, Michigan a lot with my parents. And when I was about in 8th grade, Tom White was there with me. Could have been 7th grade, I can't remember. But we took a trail to the beach. The Michigan beach is beautiful. The dunes in Warren Dunes are great. The sand's beautiful. Everything about it is great. So we spent the day swimming. Decided to take the trail back, and I thought, well, you know, this trail seems a little long. I think we can shortcut like right through the woods here and cut probably our time in half, is what I was thinking. It's like, it's probably, it's funny now, so it's probably a 20-minute hike on the real trail. We were lost in the woods for 3 hours, and it got dark. We couldn't see. We were putting leaves on the end of sticks, trying to light them like torches. These things were flying off, starting little fires everywhere, and Tom was stomping on them, trying to keep the fires out. And 3 hours later, we wound up back at the beach again. And it's like, well, at least now we can take the real trail back. And we took it, and we were about to sleep for the night too. We stopped on a high hill, and I said, we're going to have to sleep here, Tom. And we felt beat up and just really tired. We didn't have water with us. And when we got back to the campground, I expected everyone to go, well, where have you guys been? Oh, you look terrible. You must have been through hell. Nobody said anything. We just, hey, we're back. Oh, good. You boys ready for some hot dogs? We're like, what? We've been through hell, man. Nobody knew it. But, yeah. Hey, I'm at my car, so. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and take off. All right, because I got to get going. But I'll probably check back in with my camera later. No, I'm really checking in with my friends who cared to watch me. So, you know, all friends out there, have a great day today and have a good time, whatever you're doing. I'll talk to you in a minute, probably in like 30 seconds. No, half a second to you, but it could be 10-15 minutes in my time here, since I have to turn the camera off and turn it back on later. Brought some food along, so I'm going to have a picnic here. And just as I sat down, I was remembering the winter of 2012, I believe it was, or was it 2013? May have been the winter of 2012-2013, as we went into spring. And man, it took forever. I remember going on a picnic in May, and it was about like this, and it was the first nice day, and it was like a month later, and we had so much snow, and it was so cold for such a prolonged period of time. which followed one of the hottest summers I ever remember having. It was the hottest summer I remember. It was 107 downtown LaGros. I saw it on the thermometer. We were down there playing in God's country, a band I was in, at the LaGros Festival. And of course they wanted us to play at 5 in the afternoon or 4 in the afternoon. We were out there dying, man. But, you know, hey, it was still a good time. Well, I'm leaving. I'm driving out of the park. Great trip here to my first time at Shades. Would definitely love to return because it's some great hiking for real. And you know, I used to want to work in a state park or even a national park. It was like a dream of mine, you know. I just wish I could work in the doing conservation or park ranger, anything like that. I don't really want to now. Horses and donkeys over there. But for years I did. It was like my dream. And I'm over it now. I'm lost. I'm going to have to pull over and find out how to get back home. Okay.